Developing student self-awareness of styles. The question is, how do you help learners to develop the self-awareness necessary to work toward successful language learning strategies? As a teacher, you can do several things. Let's talk about some of them. Number 1. Informal self-checklist. This is one effective way to instill student awareness of successful styles in which students can just fill out and then discuss. Checklists are usually not formally scored or tailed. They just serve as focal points for discussion and enlightenment. What we have to bear in mind is the level of our students. If they have a lower proficiency level, we can simplify the vocabulary in order to avoid problems while answering the checklist. Here we have an example of an informal self-checklist that has been used with ESL students. Number 2. Formal personality and cognitive style tests. If this kind of tests are available to you, you might try using them in your class, but with caution. Most of the time, these tests are culturally biased, have difficult language, and need to be interpreted. For example, many tests designed for North American English speakers are loaded with cultural references, and learners from other countries can misinterpret. If the language is too difficult and you try to paraphrase, be careful because you can destroy the test's validity. Certain versions of the Myers-Briggs type inventory have been attempted with learners, especially the Keirsey temperament sorter, in order to give a measure of personality indices. Nowadays, there is enough research to indicate that personality styles as measured by the MBTI correspond to language learning styles and that learners can benefit from knowing both the assets and liabilities of each style. For example, an extroverted style is beneficial for face-to-face conversation, but it can also entail dependency on outside stimulation and work against self-sufficiency. Guys, if you try to remember, at the beginning of the degree, we took these kind of tests about personality, learning styles, and cognitive styles. Number 3. Readings, lectures, and discussions. Another way of encouraging self-awareness of styles in your classroom is for you to assign occasional readings or give mini lectures or presentations followed by discussions about successful learning styles. Number 4. Encouraging good language learner behavior. Another way of instilling self-awareness in students is through frequent impromptu reminders of rules for good language learning and encouragement of discussion or clarification. Sometimes the little comments you make here and there have the effect of softly urging students to take charge of their own destiny by understanding their own styles of learning and capitalizing on their abilities. A set of successful styles for language learning might be appropriately capsulized in the form of 10 rules or commandments.
Created using Powtoon.